Greetings, welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, Chris, Temporal Edict, Star Trek Lower Decks, Episode 3.
Yes. Yeah, we would have thought from the title we were getting some timey-wimey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, we're temporal in a different way.
Yeah. Initial thoughts?
This is still running along pretty good for me. I'm liking the humor. I'm liking the Star Trek moments. If this was a more serious show with these kind of characters, I'd be having a more difficult time with it. And I'm still trying to sort of struggling with where to put this. I feel like it's existing in sort of a semi-canon spot in my head. I can just let this be over here and have fun. And I don't know, how are you feeling 3 episodes in?
I was kind of on the fence there. I'm just like, that's not something a Star Trek character would do, and that's not what a Starfleet ship would be. But then, I'm starting to just be like, well, this crew's kind of different. Mm-hmm. And, although I don't think Star Trek has, crappy crews on crappy ships, I think this crew has its issues. Just seeing the first officer in this and his decision-making, it was hilarious, but I'm just like, that's kind of a dick move.
You could kind of see how that would happen, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't expect that from a first officer.
Yeah.
Take her away, boys.
Wait, what? Why?
Because you ignored me when I ordered you to roll down your sleeves. They're against code.
The sleeve thing? You're an idiot.
You just earned an extra day in the brig.
But it made me laugh. Mm-hmm. So I felt this was, for me, probably my favorite episode of the season so far.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I didn't really feel any pacing issues with this one. I felt like it was pretty well set up, and I think I liked it probably more than the second one.
Half an hour should never be a pacing issue.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie starts out, a little nod to Data with Brad tap dancing, playing the violin.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of a Data thing. Everyone was really weirded out by his performance. I didn't think he was that bad, but his performance was pretty weird. I guess all the songs were about his mom.
Maybe it wasn't actually a scheduled performance.
Oh,
he just shows up in the lounge stuff. And he's just like,
mm-hmm.
All right, I've been working on this in my diary, guys, to turn it into a song for. Mm-hmm. Beckett and Tawny play some metal.
Yeah.
And you can hear it throughout the entire ship.
Yeah.
Now this is where I'm just out of this. I'm just like, oh, come on, Star Trek. These ships are not built like that. You wouldn't hear that decks above.
Yeah. No, it's your soundproofing.
And then even the Klingons could hear it.
Mm-hmm.
They were not happy. Too much bass.
No, somebody died because of her guitar playing, which is extremely metal. So.
What is the meaning of this intense bass? Are you mocking me?
I don't hear it on our side. It must be your equipment.
Engineer Kanach, today you die!
So peace negotiations got moved to Galrock 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the Cardassians were creeping everybody out.
Yeah, they were actually gonna have a historical moment.
Are they especially creepy? Garrick's kind of creepy.
I got used to Garrick's creepiness. Mm-hmm. Kind of miss it.
Oh, we all miss Garrick. Yeah.
Damar wasn't creepy. Damar was just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gul Dukat never did anything wrong.
No, he was back and forth. He's just like, well, I'm gonna do this for my country and my planet, and I'm gonna do this for my planet.
Mm-hmm.
This is for me. And he's just like, I could go on about Dukat all day, Chris. Why do you even mention his name? So they're just sent off on this tiny little side quest.
Yeah.
Deliver some trinkets. Mm-hmm. And Captain's getting sick of being overlooked. Mm-hmm. We see Brad being a guinea pig, in the brig and force fields being shot at.
Totally on stun.
And then we learn about creative estimating, which is a nice little nod to Scotty.
A holdover, from the Scotty years.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Kirk didn't freak out on him like this when he told him in the movie.
Yeah. I just remember Scotty telling LaForge about this.
Yeah.
You didn't actually tell him how long it would take. And then they all have margaritas, which unusual drink, but Brad went along with it pretty good.
Yeah, so
I was expecting him to have an issue with it, but no, deep down his was empty already.
Yeah.
Captain's on a rampage, telling people to work, and starts squeezing. She squeezes out buffer time from Brad. Mm-hmm. When she finds out about it, and then she just schedules everybody's time and how long it's going to take to do every task. And
Micromanaging.
yeah,
Always good.
yeah. And then everybody's just panicked and making mistakes and getting angry at each other, except for Brad.
Mm-hmm.
He was on fire this episode.
Oh my god, he was killing it. That dude was in his element.
Yeah,
I think he needs to transfer to a Vulcan ship or something.
yeah, maybe.
You were supposed to be in sickbay 20 minutes ago.
I'm coming!
Personal log. I've completed all of today's assignments ahead of schedule, and I've requested more. Space. The funnest frontier?
First Officer Jack Ransom. He was once infected by spores and was forced to make love to his best friend's sister. I hated when that happens.
Uh-huh. Okay, Jack.
They put Beckett on the shuttle. They're like, you got good phaser fire and you can come.
Yeah.
And
Gotta roll down those sleeves, though.
yeah, well, this looks like she lost his sleeve. Like
Yeah.
it was just ripped. I was like, well, now never gonna happen.
You know.
The shuttle's actually called Yosemite.
Mhm.
Which, you know, going back to what you said, just
California.
yeah.
Yeah.
They meet a bunch of aliens. They lose the honor crystal for peaceful greetings and show them some wood.
They do not like wood.
No,
Well, what is the anti-crystal?
it is. And the bullion Vendom, he gets spared.
Yeah.
And
I think we've seen someone get speared before.
yeah. It was much scarier though. Those guys were creepy.
Yes. This was just a regular size spear,
I
not
was
a
like-
giant one.
Back on the ship, the Galrakians are attacking their little crystal ships.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed their attack. You know, like that they graffitied the ship entirely.
Yeah.
It was threatening, but it was also not threatening.
No. No, apparently they were very easy to deal with.
Well, the captain's just like, keep working.
Yeah.
And if you can, like, stop the attack, but keep working.
Yeah.
And then, everything went to shit. And Brad had to go up there. I love Brad here. He's just like, they attack him. They're like, oh, well,
I have a
got
phaser.
Don't move, human! We have you surrounded!
Yeah, but I have a phaser. These guys are lightweights. This is what the red alert's about?
Goes up to the bridge, like, I just phasered some guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like, this is why you need buffer time.
Mhm.
You're distressed. You're trying to run the whole ship.
Yeah.
Even the security guy, like, nobody, the helms was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
do it.
And then the captain tries to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Down on the planet, gotta do battle trial by combat.
Mm-hmm.
And
There was so much two-hand punch.
there was Jack did a lot of two-hand punches.
There was actually a bit too much. Like, I get the joke.
Yeah.
You didn't need to do it 10 times.
Yeah, I was excited the first 5, and then I was just like, eh.
That guy should be dead. Like, one of those kills
One.
people. Yeah,
One.
one of those kills people.
Could have thrown a chop in there.
Mhm.
Kirk always did the chop.
Mm-hmm.
He also could have gathered some things and a little
Oh, yeah. And I believe we did get a little bit of the classic fight music. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Come on, big guy. I only need my hands for this one.
Did really enjoy though that Jack just stabbed Beckett in the foot.
Yes.
Like
Good solution.
after the speech too, it's just like yeah, like you need to start being part of the team. That was good, and then
But he is showing good Federation officer. He's like, no, this is my responsibility. It's my team.
oh, I thought you meant because he took his shirt off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that also. No, usually you have your shirt fought off. Like, you don't
yeah.
just take off your own shirt.
Well, he's obviously been in this situation before and knows it will get ripped. So
Okay, yeah, the shirt is a hindrance.
yeah, this is the 3rd episode now. Even Beckett's showing her scars. And
Yeah,
it's
we've
like,
seen
let's-
underwear in every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode.
I mean, it might have been bathing suits in the second, but
Yeah.
still, good job.
Sometimes you have to do what's wrong to survive.
You're right.
Oh, what the? Oh, God!
I'd rather die than let you put your life on the line.
Oh, you are such a psycho!
Brad explains to the captain how you gotta have the buffer thing to get everybody's efficiency, and so she reinstates it, and then suddenly everybody who was dead tired and keen up on their jobs became efficient and stopped the invasion.
Easy.
Yeah,
It was always just that easy.
Yeah, that was one issue. If I had an issue with this episode, that was it. I was like, no, you guys are completely exhausted, and now because you're gonna get a reward later. I mean, does that work?
Maybe.
I mean,
a little bit. They're taking out all their rage and frustration on these crystal guys now.
I've left work sick, and then like on my drive home, I feel so good that I'm like not having to work anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess.
I will say those pads can really take a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are combat pads.
Security chief heads down to the planet and shows them the proper crystal, and they all just get along.
Yes.
Hey, sorry about the whole invading your ship thing, you know. Very uncrystal-like of us. Don't worry about it. I'd rather be here with you than with those freaks on Maverick Prime. Wood-worshipping freaks, right? Come on.
I'd love to see what Starfleet thinks of the report on this. Just feel like, so you up the second contact or third contact, who knows, and yeah, you had your ship almost taken over. That can't look good on the captain at all.
No, probably not. But I got the Boimler effect.
Yeah,
which is a weird name for a rule. Like, would you ever name a rule the effect?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Why don't you just go back to Buffer? Beckett gets repaired or whatever, and she's in the infirmary, and she was not going to report Jack for stabbing her.
Because there's budding sexual tension.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's doing it for her.
He's so ethical.
He's so ethical. But he will report her for not rolling up her sleeves. I'm like, what a dick move.
That's a dick move.
And I did enjoy her getting dragged away, and it's just like, there will be blood.
Which is also kind of hot.
Yeah, it's weird, but that's kind of hot.
Okay. So we're interested to see where this goes.
Yep. Brad and the captain talk at the end, and it's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna name this thing after you about being lazy. He doesn't like that.
No, it's not his thing. But turns out that lasts.
Yeah. In the far future, where we even see a Borg kit, they're learning Brad will always be remembered for being lazy, but more importantly, the most important man in history, Chief Miles O'Brien. Suck it, Sean.
Anyway, let's move on to somebody even more important. Perhaps the most important person in Starfleet history, Chief Miles O'Brien.
Absolutely beautiful. I did not expect to go in that direction with it.
Yeah.
But there we go. I saw a bit of a quote from McMahan, who's creating this show, and he was talking about how Chief O'Brien is like the original Lower Decks person. Starts from an enlisted man, eventually becomes the professor of engineering, and we get to see this guy's whole life and his whole career and all these things that he goes through Starfleet. So that's what they were doing there. He's like, this is the Lower Decks, and this is the OG, the king of the Lower Decks, Miles O'Brien. And also, I really feel like the statue was a reference to the Chief O'Brien at Work comics, which are fantastic. You should check those out.
I thought with the captain like initiating this work routine and stuff, it just made me think of Jefficho and its 4 rotation shifts.
Oh yeah.
But that would have everybody more fresh. But yeah, you don't have enough people in 6 hours. I don't know.
How many duty watches does the crew stand?
We have a standard 3-shift rotation.
I'd like to change that to 4 starting tonight. I'd also like to examine the duty roster and the crew evaluations as soon as possible.
I guess, if you have the same number of people, then you'd have to do, 2 shifts a day every once in a while.
Yeah.
But you'd have more time off total, would be the only way to make that work.
I guess. Might have to do the math for you to totally figure that out, but yeah, no, that's where I went. There were I thought this one had a lot of references though. I mean, she was throwing Kirk around a bit.
Since the 2260s.
Yeah.
I do. I think in some ways I really do appreciate how ready this show is to acknowledge the other shows. Because a lot of Star Trek, unless you absolutely have to, is sort of afraid of referencing previous Star Trek. Picard actually referenced previous Star Trek a lot, but I think that's because it was explicitly a continuation of a specific character.
Well, I mean, second episode, they have to deal with the virus from the fucking original series.
Yeah, but in general, you don't name drop previous characters. Like,
Yeah.
at least not to the degree that this show does. But it is nice to be reminded, yeah, these people are important and people would know who they are. And they would show up in normal conversation, like, you know, when Einstein or something might get mentioned.
Oh, Zephyr Cochran was required reading.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the references were pretty decent in this one. I thought the comedy hit pretty well in this one too.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed Jack. Jack was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this guy like, just doesn't shut up and he's so into himself, and I did not actually expect him to do battle and do so well.
Yeah, that's true. I thought he was going to get ragdolled, but
Yeah.
the two-handed punch defeats all.
Yeah. So, final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Yeah, this is pretty good. It's definitely a good show to tide us over until Discovery starts coming out. Maybe we'll miss it once Discovery starts coming out. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of wishing the Orville, the next season of that, was out right now so I could sort of side-by-side compare these. Because they have a sort of similar idea going on.
Yeah.
But right now I'm having fun with this. Excited for it to keep going. Hope it gets some more seasons. And more Star Trek is good Star Trek.
All right, let's see a little hustle there, guys. An away mission is only routine until it isn't. Horned gorillas, censured tar, spores that make you hook up with your best friend's sister. All disasters I've personally experienced on missions that should have been a walk in the park.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was like going with my thought of like, oh, there's no like shitty ships, and be like, well, I mean, they gave the Orville to Seth because they're just like, well, it's a smaller ship and it's not going to be that important, and you know, you can just be out there doing missions, but he did save your entire like union.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect that to eventually happen here. It looks like Mariner's learning her lessons too. You were saying last episode that
Yes,
Brad needs to rub off on her a bit. I think this episode was good for her a bit. I mean, she's still rolling on cocaine, but she is
learning a little bit.
She's getting a little better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next week.